Erik, where are you?
Holy moly, he's borrowing my dad's van and I'm sitting in it. Where is he?
Boo! Scared you witless, didn't I?
Just do your lines, will you?
Oh, come on, you got me this Viking audition, so I'm doing Viking stuff. You're no fun at all. Let me tell you about Vikings. Vikings were Scandinavian seafaring folk. We pillaged and settled all around northwestern Europe from the 8th to the 11th centuries CE. Let's do some pillaging now.
How do I get myself into these situations? Vikings.
We were known as Norsemen. People of the North. We were famous for our expansion, trade, and ruthless raiding. We attacked people in their towns, we killed their loved ones, and we ransacked their valuables.
I'm really not comfortable with you borrowing my dad's van.
Oh, come on, that's not very neighbourly. How else am I going to transport my loot?
What are you doing here? This isn't even your home. We gotta get out of here.
You know we had top-notch metalworking skills. We made axes to cut down trees for our ships and to build weapons. We had heaps of iron for shields, spears, armour, and ear spoons. You sure you don't want to use it?
Definitely not. So when do you think you'll be done?
No, I'm glad you asked. We learned fighting skills from an early age.
That's not what I asked.
The battle axe was our favourite weapon. The sword was the Viking warrior's most prized possession. We were buried with them. We would christen our weapons with powerful names like Killer, Leg Biter, and Battlefire. Or in my case, Shiny, Shiny, Shine, Shine.
Iron and wood allowed us to build our famous longships. The longships were canoe-shaped, sturdy on rough seas, agile enough for rivers, and light enough to be carried over land. Longships were essential for expansion through Eastern Europe and Russia, where rivers were rocky and frozen in the winter. The longships were mostly used for raiding. Shorter, wider boats were used as trading ships. They could hold more cargo.
Mikey, you know, ships were very important to us. I would kiss my longship I would clean my longship every night. Ships were called serpents of the sea and often had carved animal heads at the front. We should put an animal head on the front of your dad's van. Viking!
Let's hope all my neighbours aren't like this.
Typical raid involved around 10 longships. Packed inside each vessel were about 30 warriors. Well, not today, obviously. They were menacing, but well-groomed warriors. Oh, would you like to use my Viking ear spoon?
No.
Oh, well, maybe later then. I've got pillaging to do.
Here we go again. This is getting ridiculous.
We raided monasteries and churches for loot. They were such easy targets, like taking candy from a baby. Taking candy from a baby? That's a great idea. The first dated raid was at Lindisfarne Monastery in England, 793. Luckily for us, the monks documented every grisly detail. You're probably wondering what motivated us Vikings to raid and pillage.
No, I was wondering when you'll be finished with my dad's van.
Oh, come on, Mikey, there's a lot more raiding to do yet. We knew from our successful trading what kinds of riches were available to raid. And once we got home, we would divide up the goods. We even raided Paris in 845. Then they paid us to leave, suckers. This payment was called Danegard. After that, we extorted money from fools who wanted to avert our raids. But who could blame them? We were merciless. When we weren't kidnapping people to keep them as slaves, we'd burn their homes down. And then we'd toast marshmallows on their burning homes. Toasting marshmallows? I'm yanking your chain. We aren't crazy. Are we? As well as for the sheer delight of it, we raided because we had limited resources and an expanding population back home. We had to seek wealth elsewhere. We conducted raids from the late 700s for about a century. At first we went on raids in the summer and returned home for the winter. But later we would set up bases in countries over the winter so we could plan attacks on other targets.
We're going to get into a lot of trouble for this.
We eventually settled in the countries that we had successfully raided previously, like England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Germany, Spain, and France.
The area where we settled in France was known as Normandy. That's why we were referred to as the Normans. Well, personally, if anyone called me Norman, I'd punch a hole in their face. No, kidding. As if I'd do that.
I'm not going on any more raids with you. The church was the last straw.
Raiding doesn't conflict with our belief system. We were pagan. We believed in many gods, until many of us converted to Christianity in the 10th and 11th centuries. Odin was the chief god and the god of battle. He was violent, cruel, and totally buff. Remind you of anyone? And gods rewarded the strong. Warriors who were killed in battle went to a special heaven called Valhalla. There they would feast with Odin for eternity. Valkyries, mythical female warriors, escorted fallen warriors to Valhalla. We despised weakness. Fathers sometimes chose to let weak babies die. Something your father should have considered.
What?
As well as fearsome raiders, we were expert traders. This place. There'd be some good raiding to be had in there, eh? Mikey, what do you reckon? What's that look for, Mikey?
I think you should stop.
What do you mean, stop? We only barely started. Viking is a lifestyle choice, Mikey. You don't stop. You don't have holidays. We Vikings had plenty of merchandise that others wanted. We were excellent carpenters, glass blowers, silversmiths, horn carvers, leather workers, bead makers, and sculptors. Also, we stole other goods from neighboring countries and then traded them for silver with the Arabs. We had a lot to trade because we stole such a lot from others. We bartered, silver being our common currency. And in the late 9th century, we used coins with a fixed value, so silver no longer needed to be weighed. But we still wanted things we couldn't produce. We traded furs, walrus ivory, farm produce, seal skins, timber, iron, wax, even slaves, all so we could get our hands on honey, silk, silver, gold, wheat, wine, spices, glass, salt, and bling! Oh, we loved jewelry. Brooches, necklaces, bracelets, rings, and earrings. I could pierce your ears right now if you like.
Please don't.
Because of our marvelous ships, we were extremely capable of travel.
Down to the Mediterranean, the Middle East, over to Russia, and throughout Europe. Constantinople, now Istanbul in Turkey, was the ultimate trading hub. Merchants could be gone for a year at a time.
Long-distance trade was possible because of our ships, and our navigation skills. We didn't need GPS. We navigated by monitoring the wind, the sun, the stars, fish and bird movements, and our fabled sunstones. We were experts at not getting lost. Do you remember where I parked your dad's van? Never mind.
Hey, where are you going?